Hello and a very warm welcome to Science Monitor, your weekly update on what's happening in the field of science, technology and innovation in and around the country. I'm Ashwarya with you. From technology to transform agri-waste into green coal to a unique initiative to promote responsibility towards environment, we have plenty in store for you. So let us begin with the headlines. Ring of fire seen in many nations, a second annular solar eclipse within a decade in India witnesses a lot of enthusiasm. Extreme weather events triggered by climate change cause biggest financial losses in 2019, reveals a report by Christian Aid. Technology to make a green coal from agricultural waste. Pilot plant set up in Nabi Mohali under India-Sweden collaboration. And Miss Climate 2019 organized in Delhi, a unique initiative to promote responsibility towards environment. 26th December marked the third and the last solar eclipse of this year. As the eclipse was annular and visible in India, it generated a lot of interest among the students, the scientists and the general public. While people enjoyed the celestial event from different parts of the country, various programs were also organized to explain the science behind this rare phenomenon and to educate people about the various aspects of solar eclipse. Here's a report.
The morning of 26 December started with a historical event when the nation witnessed the last solar eclipse of the year. To capture this celestial event, the team of Science Monitor reached Radio Astronomy Center situated at Ooty in Tamil Nadu. Various arrangements were made here to watch and experience the different phases of the annular solar eclipse safely. About 300 people reached here and participated enthusiastically, irrespective of their age.
लगभग 300 लोग एक्लिप्स देखने के लिए आए हैं। बहुत सुंदर अनुभव रहा है। खगोल मंडल, रेडियो एस्ट्रोनॉमी सेंटर, एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल सोसाइटी ऑफ इंडिया, पब्लिक आउटरीच कमेटी और तमिलनाडु साइंस फोरम की तरफ से ऊटी में आरएससी की जगह पे हम लोगों ने और गवर्नमेंट आर्ट कॉलेज ग्राउंड ऐसी दो जगहों पे हम लोगों ने ग्रहण दिखाने के लिए योजना की थी।
The first contact started at 8 hours 4 minutes and by 9:30 a.m. the people were able to watch the annular phase. The annularity lasted for more than 3 minutes in Ooty and everyone was visibly delighted to watch the magical phenomenon. During this time, many experiments were also carried out by the astronomers and the scientists.
This time we were fortunate enough that the central line of this eclipse was passing over right through the Ooty telescope. So we really wanted to make use of that opportunity to invite people to our site to have a big, large public gathering of viewing the eclipse.
It was completely from start to end, all the options like contact 1 to contact 4, all the options we were able to photograph, record them.
On this occasion, Vigyan Prasar organized a special program in Coimbatore, which saw the participation of selected WIFNet clubs.
There are a lot of myths about it that need to be cleared, and this is a place where we can get all people who would be stakeholders of this can come together, can understand this, and then take it forward as emissaries, as brand ambassadors of the science popularization activity that we want to do.
Scientists, teachers and experts organized various workshops on the previous day regarding the different aspects of solar eclipse.
सूरज का आकार नापने की कोशिश करेंगे, चंद्रमा के आकार नापने की कोशिश करेंगे और साथ ही साथ में उसका जो साइज है उस पे भी हम ग्राफ के माध्यम से प्लॉटिंग करने की अपेक्षा कर रहे हैं.
The aim of various efforts carried out by organizations like Vigyan Prasar was to bust the myths and superstitions surrounding the beautiful celestial event and to promote scientific temper among younger generation. And the enthusiasm shown by the visitors proved that these efforts were certainly a success.
Many extreme weather events driven by climate change were experienced all over the world in 2019. Now, a report released by the UK-based Christian Aid has come up with an estimate of human and financial loss incurred by events like floods, cyclones and wildfires. The report shows that even the mightiest economies of the world will have difficulties to survive if the issue of climate change is not dealt with accordingly. Let us see the report to know more.
On 27 December, UK-based Christian Aid released the report on the most destructive extreme events of 2019 and their link with climate change. Counting the Cost 2019, a year of climate breakdown, identifies 15 of the most destructive droughts, floods, fires, typhoons and cyclones of 2019, each of which caused a damage of over $1 billion. The most financially costly disasters identified by the report are wildfires in California, which caused $25 billion in damages, followed by Typhoon Hagibis in Japan, causing a damage of $15 billion, followed by floods in China, incurring a loss of $12 billion, and floods in the American Midwest that led to a loss of $12.5 billion. According to the report, floods in North India forced more than 3 million people out of their homes and killed nearly 2,000, while the financial damages have been estimated at over $10 billion. Report also highlights the cyclone Idai that hit southern Africa in March, killing 1,300 people and causing damages over $2 billion. While Hurricane Dorian killed 673 people in the Bahamas and caused a loss of $11.4 billion. The billion-dollar disasters are linked with human-caused climate change. In some cases, scientific studies have shown that climate change made the particular event more likely or stronger, like the floods that devastated many places. While in the other cases, the event was the result of shifts in weather patterns like higher temperatures and reduced rainfall that made fires more likely. Or warmer water temperatures that supercharged tropical storms that are themselves consequences of climate change. The report is an important warning about the substantial current economic and human costs of climate change, and according to the experts, these costs will continue to rise unless we stop burning fossil fuels.
In an effort to reduce the stubble burning and to utilize the agri-waste, a pilot plant to convert agri-waste into bio-coal has been set up at the National Agri-Food Biotechnology Institute in Mohali. The plant, set up under the India-Sweden collaboration, will reduce the dependency on fossil fuel and will produce 20 times lower emissions than conventional coal. Let us see the report to know more about this innovation initiative.
Burning of agricultural residues in the fields is still a major problem in northern India. Keeping this in view, a pilot project for making biocoal from agricultural biomass has been set up at the Center of Innovative and Applied Bioprocessing and National Agri-Food Biotechnology Institute in Mohali. The plant, established under Indo-Swedish technical collaboration, aims to reduce the use of conventional coal and thermal power plants by converting agricultural waste into coal.
It's a joint program with a bio and a Swedish company and Government of India, which is being executed at Nabi Siab campus. So this particular machine which we have installed at our campus converts paddy straw into biocoal, high energy biocoal.
Under this technology, agricultural waste or biomass is first cut into smaller pieces and then converted into pellets by compressing them under pressure. These pellets are then transferred to a heating reactor. In the first drum of the reactor, the pellets are dried by torrefication. The gases generated in this process are burned out in a gas chamber, hence they do not affect the atmosphere. Fully dried pellets reach another drum where these pellets are converted into coal at temperatures ranging from 250 to 350 degrees Celsius. These pellets are finally obtained in the form of high-energy biocoal.
The main purpose we are making this biocoal is to supply to the thermal power plants to replace the fossil coal into up to 50% we can replace that coal, fossil coal with this biocoal material.
This prototype plant has a capacity to use 2 tons of agricultural waste per hour, which can produce 15,000 megawatt of electricity from the fuel obtained. This technology will have several advantages simultaneously, such as the correct execution of agricultural waste, the freedom from pollution caused by burning, as well as reduction of fossil coal use and the reduction of carbon emission in thermal power generation. Overall, this technology can be quite effective in producing clean energy.
Now it is time for a short break, but we'll be back in a while, so stay tuned.
What are some key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha? Some of the key legislations introduced in Rajya Sabha are the Indecent Representation of Women Bill 1986, the Indian Succession Bill 1991, and the Marriage Laws Bill 1999.
Welcome back. You're watching Science Monitor. India's achievements in the defense sector, ISRO's record in space, and new methods and solutions in healthcare. Science crossed many milestones in the year 2019. Here is a brief report on some important scientific developments and achievements of the year.
On 27th March, India's Defence Research and Development Organisation DRDO successfully launched the anti-satellite missile under Mission Shakti. This missile destroyed a test satellite at an altitude of 300 km in the Earth's lower orbit. With this success, India became the 4th nation with the anti-satellite missile capabilities. On 10th April, NASA released the first ever image of a black hole. The image showed the shadow of a supermassive black hole in the center of Messier 87 galaxy, some 55 million light years away from the Earth. The picture was taken by the Event Horizon Telescope, comprising of a network of telescopes in different parts of the world. On 22nd July, the Indian Space Research Organisation launched its second moon mission, Chandrayaan-2. The mission included an orbiter, a lander and a rover to explore the unexplored south pole of the moon. Although the mission could not succeed in landing on the moon, yet the 8 high-tech payloads of the orbiter have been highly successful in collecting various forms of data about the moon and its surroundings, thereby broadening our knowledge base regarding our only satellite. On 27th August, Union Minister of Science and Technology, Earth Sciences and Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Harshvardhan, inaugurated the country's first plastic-to-diesel manufacturing plant. This plant has been set up in Dehradun in collaboration with Indian Institute of Petroleum and GAIL India Limited. Currently, the plant has the capacity to generate 800 litres of diesel from 1 ton of plastic waste on a daily basis. On 30th September, the International Astronomical Union named a minor planet after the Indian classical singer Pandit Jasraj. The planet lies between Mars and Jupiter and was discovered on 11th November 2006. Padma Vibhushan Pandit Jasraj became the first Indian artist to receive this honor. On 25th October, complete human genome sequencing of 1,008 Indians under the project Indigen was announced in Delhi. The project was initiated in April 2019 by the CSIR's Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, Delhi, and the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, Hyderabad. Under this project, 1,400 blood samples were collected from different communities of the country, and complete genome sequencing of 1,008 people was achieved. On 12th November, 8 finalists of the Global Cooling Awards were announced in Delhi. The competition was launched in 2018 to develop climate-friendly residential cooling solutions. The selected companies will provide 2 prototype models by the next year. This is an initiative to provide affordable cooling solutions to all in view of the increased global warming. On 17 December, the International Astronomical Union in Paris announced the selected names of outer planetary systems under Name the Exoworld Global Contest. A white yellow star in the Sextans constellation was named Bibha after the unsung Indian physicist Bibha Chaudhary, and its Jupiter-like exoplanet got a Sanskrit name Santmas.
And now let's have a quick look at some other science and technology developments happening in and around the country in our segment Science Express.
The Defence Research and Development Organisation of the Government of India, DRDO, successfully tested the Quick Reaction Surface-to-Air Missile System, QRSAM. The test was conducted at Odisha's Chandipur range on the 23rd December at 11:45 am. The missile system can be fired while moving from one place to another. With this latest test, it is expected that this missile system will be inducted by the year 2021. Women who have had a chickenpox infection earlier in their life can trigger active immunity in their children by transmitting the DNA of the disease-causing virus to infants during pregnancy. The study conducted by the researchers at the National Institute of Immunology and St. Stephen's Hospital has been published in the journal. It is generally believed that mothers provide passive short-term protection from various infections by transferring ready-made antibodies to the infants. But the new study shows that children of previously infected mothers can develop long-lasting active immunity with the transfer of chickenpox DNA from mothers. Scientists at Michigan State University in the United States have identified a protein that could be a major roadblock in growing larger and more nutritious plants. According to the research published in the journal eLife, rapamycin or TOR protein drives the process of metabolism in plant cells. It detects the availability of nutrients, energy levels, signs of growth. A highly active TOR in plants is capable of high protein production and large size, nutritious and high yields. Researchers at CSIR's Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, have been awarded the STEM Impact Award for developing a formula out of sesame tree leaves for treating osteoporosis and curing fractured bones. According to the research, flavonoids and glycosides found in the leaves of sesame tree are known for the properties associated with bone formation. While plastering of fractured bones takes 1 to 2 months, the developed formula can repair the bones in 14 days. Despite many researchers in synthetic chemistry, an effective drug to repair fractured bones has not been discovered, which makes this development quite important. Indian scientists have developed an unclonable ink that can help in combating the problem of counterfeiting of currency notes, fake printing of passports, and pharmaceuticals. The ink is based on a single excitable dual emissive luminescent pigment derived from unexplored combinatory concept of the fluorescence and phosphorescence. The ink has been developed by the researchers of CSIR's National Physical Laboratory, and the commercial viability of the ink has been tested extensively, according to the paper published in the Journal of Materials Chemistry C.
It's time again for a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back to Science Monitor. Under a unique initiative, a beauty pageant was organized in Delhi as an effective tool to create awareness about climate change. The first of its kind event linked beauty and fashion with environment and aimed to select beauty with responsibility towards environment. Along with the pageant, a line of eco-friendly clothing was also showcased through a fashion show. Let us visit this interesting event through our report.
Miss Climate 2019 Beauty with Responsibility, the beauty contest that was held at the Constitution Club in New Delhi, was quite different from the general beauty competitions. The event was a part of an international campaign and was executed by an Indian company, Green Monitoring and Solutions, in collaboration with Climate Clean and Indie Loom. The objective of this non-profit event was to make people aware of climate change through fashion shows and promote responsibility towards environment. The event featured fashion designers, media persons, environmental activists as jury.
Miss Climate is a tool to create awareness of climate change before the point of no return. And we have started this pageant last at Ahmedabad. This is the first of its kind at Planet.
As the competition is titled Beauty with Responsibility, participants were selected based on their ideas and solutions on climate change.
The one solution which I would like to give you all for climate change would be eating your leftovers.
Use eco-friendly and environmental safe products as much as possible.
हमें अपने घर से पहले स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा, अपने आप को उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल मानना पड़ेगा और अपने आसपास के लोगों को जागरूक करना पड़ेगा.
Nearly 1,000 applications were received from across the country, out of which 16 finalists were selected. These finalists showcased environmental friendly and zero carbon emission fabrics manufactured by Climate Clean and Indie Loom Company of Hyderabad.
All the fabrics or the saris or the apparel what you're going to see this evening are eco-friendly fabrics, and there is a zero carbon footprint when these fabrics are made.
The winning contestants were given titles in different categories such as air, water, power, based on their suggestions on climate change and their awareness about the environment.
And finally, it is time to know what are the contributions of this week in the field of science and technology. So, over to our segment, History of Science.
On 30th December 1924, American astronomer Edwin Powell Hubble announced the existence of another galaxy outside the Milky Way. Until then, scientists were not sure about the status of a certain fuzzy clouds of light called nebulae that were visible with the telescope. While observing at Mount Wilson Observatory, Hubble measured the distance to the Andromeda Nebula and showed it to be 100,000 times as far away as the nearest stars, which proved it was a separate galaxy as large as our own Milky Way. Since Hubble's discovery, thousands of galaxies have been found. On 1st January 1894, theoretical physicist Satyendranath Bose was born in Kolkata. Bose's most famous paper on Planck's law and the hypothesis of light quanta was first sent to the Philosophical magazine in England, but it did not evoke any response. Bose then sent a duplicate copy of the paper to the German physicist Albert Einstein, and it impressed him. Einstein translated it into German and published it in a German physics journal in August 1924. Bose collaborated with Einstein in developing a theory regarding the gas-like electromagnetic radiation, which came to be known as the Bose-Einstein statistics and gave rise to the concept of particles known as bosons. Bose gave a new direction to quantum physics and worked with distinguished scientists of his time like Marie Curie. He also became a Fellow of the Royal Society, and the Government of India honoured him with Padma Vibhushan in 1954. On 1st January 1966, the National Institute of Oceanography, a constituent national laboratory of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, was founded. Located in Donapaula, Goa, NIO is the largest oceanographic laboratory in the Indian Ocean region. The major R&D programs of NIO include activities under the International Geosphere Biosphere Program, surveys for undersea polymetallic nodules, oceanographic studies of the Antarctic waters, island development programs, and coastal zone management, besides many others. The institute has carried out surveys for polymetallic nodules in the vast Western Indian Ocean, and it has helped India to gain the status of pioneer investor from the International Seabed Authority. On 4th January 1809, French educator Louis Braille was born in Coupvray near Paris, France. Braille is best known for developing a system of reading and writing for the blind that is still used all over the world. Braille became blind at age of 3 after an accident that occurred while he was playing with tools in his father's harness shop. In 1819, he went to Paris to attend the National Institute for Blind Youth, and at the age of 15, he developed a system of writing. He adapted a scheme developed by Charles Babbage, in which a message was coded in dots embossed on a cardboard. Braille's adaptation is much simpler and consists of a 6-dot code in various combinations.
That's all in today's edition of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, 5th floor, Prithvi Bhavan, Lodhi Road, New Delhi, 110003. And before we take your leave, let us wish you a very happy new year. We'll meet you again in 2020 with fresh stories on science and technology. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientifically. Bye-bye.